Hi everyone, this is Erica Sabo. Welcome to another episode of MindBit. Hey everybody, welcome back. So as you can imagine, I've been spending a lot of time on the Bravely Default demo. I'm really enjoying this turn-based RPG so far. It has a lot of elements of Final Fantasy V or the Four Heroes of Light. So it has that job system incorporated into it, which I really loved, and I especially loved in games like Final Fantasy Tactics. So I'm really pleased with the game so far. I've spent about 5 hours. There's still a lot going on though. It's a really extensive demo. So I was hoping to give my impressions today. Here's what I thought. So as I mentioned before, Bravely Default is a turn-based RPG with job system incorporated into it. Here, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a look-see at what my team looks like so far. So I have got, everyone's around level 11 right now, so I'm going to try and get them up to level 20. And we'll see where it goes. I still have one more area I need to go, South Temple. I already beat the forest and I beat the cave to the west. So yeah, I'm chugging through it all. But I have Agnes, who is currently training as a red mage. I already trained her as a white mage completely. In the demo, you're limited to you're limited to leveling their job systems up to 4. So I've got Agnes at 4 in her white mage job, and I have level 3 for red mage. For Tiz, I leveled him up as a black mage, and I'm currently leveling him up as a white mage. I believe he's level 3 white mage. Yep, and then Ringabel, I started with him as a ninja, so he's ninja level 4, and now he's level 2 Valkyrie, otherwise known as a lancer. And then I've got Idia here, who is a level 4 ninja, but she's now training as a sword master, which is basically a samurai in Final Fantasy Tactics terms. So she's now a level 3 sword master. So in terms of my tactics starting this game out, I kind of went guns a-blazing. It's really difficult at first unless you take the time to... It wasn't that bad in terms of grinding, but I did have to rely on my ninjas for a while because ninjas do have the double strike ability, which is always a pleasure. It definitely helps out a lot. So I had my white mage. I believe Tiz was a knight, and Ringabel and Idia were the ninjas, and they definitely helped me out for a while until I could finally transition Tiz into a black mage. I like having my mages in there. You need some magic every now and again. I do like the fact that you can also you gain abilities as you level up your jobs, and you can carry those abilities over to other jobs, so you can do a lot of mixing and matching. So right now with Tiz, I'm having him learn white magic, but because he's a level 4 black mage, he can still use all of his black mage abilities. It's like his fixed abilities, and then just whatever else I want. So it's really nice being able to mix and match, I'll be honest. So right now red mage is fine. Red mage is kind of like the in-between for white and black. It's not great because you're limited to what you can use, but red mages do have some pretty cool abilities that I want to at least get, and then I'll transition Agnes over to black mage territory. I will say that probably one of my favorite combinations, aside from being a black-white mage, is having a ninja swordmaster. While swordmasters alone aren't really that impressive, I mean, there are some pretty good counter abilities that you can learn. I believe, what was there? There was transience. I quite liked that a bit. Although I think transience I learned from being a ninja. Regardless though, if you mix being a ninja and swordmaster, then you have much more ability to take extra turns. You no longer have the double strike ability if you are a swordmaster, but you can always switch back to ninja and have the double strike, and then have your second job end up being swordmaster. So there's some really great abilities between the both of them. A lot of times where I've been able to evade and counter and do extensive damage. Very pleased with that. Another another job that I'm really enjoying so far has to be Valkyrie or Lancer, like I said. And as you might know, Lancers or Valkyries have the ability to jump. Jumping is great because there's points where sometimes I can evade attacks because I'm up in the air and I don't have to worry about anyone attacking me. And usually, you know, they deal extensive damage. So you do have to wait that extra turn, but it's well worth it. If you're familiar with the job, you're familiar with how helpful it can be. And in combination with others, in this case for me being a ninja on the side, it's very helpful. And I like how I can wear light armor or heavy armor if need be. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the Valkyrie. I'm enjoying Swordmaster, obviously Ninja. And I haven't tried some of the others. Right now we're limited to what jobs we can have. We can have Freelancer, Knight, Black Mage, White Mage, Red Mage, Ninja, Performer, which is like Dancer in Final Fantasy Tactics terms, Valkyrie, and Swordmaster. But there are tons more here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 more that you can have. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's 24 jobs that you can possibly have. So you may be limited here, but it's still really extensive considering the jobs that they offer in this demo. Aside from the job system, there's also the Brave default system as well, which is very much offensive, defensive. It has a lot of risk involved in it. If you pick Brave, then you can take an extra attack within that turn, which is really great if you know that, let's say, you're in the middle of a boss battle and you're really close to beating it, and before it ends up unleashing this giant attack on your team, you can do double strike and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything else. The only problem with that is if you don't end up beating the enemy, then you're totally defenseless the next round. So there is a big risk involved with that. As for default, it's obviously more of a defensive mode. You don't attack, you conserve your battle points you gain and you lose each round. You use those battle points for different abilities that you've learned through jobs. So you conserve it for later. It's a really good strategic move. I don't know. I tend to just go. I don't use either that much. I only use them if I'm in a jam. It's got to be a really serious thing in order for me to be using Brave or default. Now, if I have a character who has very low physical defense and I'm facing an enemy that has very high physical attack, let's say like my White Mage or my Black Mage, then I'll use default when I don't need to cure or when magic isn't working or the enemy has reflect cast on them or something. Then I would go into default just in case there's like a big move that's going to happen and I don't want to screw myself over, right? So there's that, and yeah, I mean, I think it's really great. I think it adds a little bit of extra strategy to the game, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really immersive and it's very fun. Another great part about this demo is that you can gain play bonuses. I believe there are 7 play bonuses in total, where if you meet certain requirements within the game, whether that's completing a particular mission in a particular area or delving into other aspects of the game, which I'm going to get into, then you get these play bonuses where you get extra items which you can then carry over to the full release. And I think that's really cool. I think that adds just a little bit of extra initiative for people who are interested in trying it out. It gives them a chance to be like, hey, I just got like a bunch of high potions here that I now have right from the get-go. Because honestly, I definitely could have used some high potions or some extra antidotes and things when I started this game. It's really hard when you start it. When I did my first boss battle in the cave, this was like my first big mission. There were some smaller ones, but this was the first big one. I actually ended up winning with 2 KO'd allies. I was really scared. I didn't think I was going to make it, and I ran out of Phoenix Downs. I was grinding, but I don't think I had enough money to buy the raise white magic ability, so you know, I worked with what I could and everything worked out in the end. But it's always nice to have a little bit of a pick-me-up, something you can rely on if need be. Now, I wouldn't use that kind of stuff right away, so I don't know. I like conserving items whenever I can, especially if it's a more expensive item or something I really shouldn't be using at the beginning of the game, such as a high potion. And Phoenix Downs as well. I like to conserve those when I can. And even if that means I have like one KO'd ally in my team, I'll try to get through without it. You know, it sucks that they don't end up getting experience, but I do like that little extra challenge. So this will help you out in some jams, and it just gives you an extra chance and extra reason to want to play the demo. Another feature I really liked about the game was kind of like a, I don't know if I want to call it Farmville necessarily, but it does have a time management system to it, where this is my, this is the town I'm in right now. It's nighttime, it's so pretty. And down below I have another screen where I can upgrade my shops. So I'm going to go to that screen now because you guys didn't see that. So here is where I can upgrade shops. Right now in the demo you can only upgrade them up to level 3. As you upgrade these shops you get more items that you can purchase and more equipment and armor and whatnot. And of course that's kind of necessary. So you're probably wondering, how do you do this? It's actually really cool. It integrates the Street Pass in it, which I thought was really awesome, where people who you run into who are playing the game as well, they are added to your town. So they're just kind of walking around right here. So I got 4 people right now. I think you can have up to 20. I've only come across 4 because when I'm at home, I never get anything. Like nothing. It's really sad. I actually have to go downtown and then I start getting more people. But I've maxed out all of my shops. So I have an armor shop here, a weapon shop, a potion shop, and an accessory shop. So they're all level 3. I can't go any higher than this. I'm basically done with this part of the game, but it's really cool because let's say to upgrade a shop, it takes a certain amount of time. It could take 2 hours, it could take 30 minutes, it could take 4 hours, it could take 10 hours, but the more people you have to help upgrade that shop, the less time it takes. So when I had, let's say like 4 people to help me upgrade a shop that would take 2 hours to make, it was only, what was it, like an hour or 30 minutes or something like that. So the more people you can get to help you, the less time it'll take. It's really nice, and it's, I don't know, to be honest, like I do that a lot when I'm venturing out on a mission, and then I come back and I'm like, hey, I only have like 10 more minutes. It's awesome. And then I can go and buy, you know, upgraded materials, which is really cool. There's been a couple times though where it's been like 2 hours and I've done everything I can and I don't feel like grinding, so I just put the game down and I go and do something else, and then I come back and I'm like, oh awesome, cool, I have a new shop, it's cool, I've got new items and everything. I'm at a point right now actually where I really needed to rely on this. It's funny, when I started the game I didn't realize I had this ability. So for the first it was the first big mission, I wasn't using it at all. So I was kind of wasting time, and I was a little bit ticked when I realized that I wasn't doing this this Farmville-esque mini game that I wish I had before, but it's okay. It worked out in the end. I maxed out everything, and through it you do get a play bonus as well once you do max out everything, which is another cool thing. So yeah, I really enjoy it. It adds another little element to the gameplay, and it's super fun. So I definitely love this portion of it. So I hope that covered everything pretty well. I am really in love with this game. We don't know so much about the story, but I've had a really good time with the music. Music is by Revo, as you can hear. It's very fantasy, orchestrated awesomeness. So here's my team in battle in the sand. So pretty. Love the music. It works so well, and it really gives the game that epic fantasy vibe to it, even though there's such cute little chibi characters. So I'm really excited to learn more about the story and see where everything goes. But so far I'm really loving the gameplay, I'm loving the music, and I like these little extra elements in it that make it, I don't know, that make it awesome really. There's there's definitely not enough turn-based RPGs out anymore. I think a lot of people have lost touch with turn-based RPGs. Usually when I'm looking for one, I'm delving into like a retro game or something now because they're so few and far between. But I'm really happy that we have one like Bravely Default where it is becoming more accessible again, just like how strategy RPGs are, because like they're not like, I don't know, I've never really seen a moment where they've just completely disappeared. I feel like strategy RPGs have been really consistent, but a turn-based RPG, yeah, it's been a little bit. And if there have been releases, they've been very, very small releases. I think that in terms of strategy RPGs, Fire Emblem Awakening is probably one of the biggest examples, one of the most recent games where it hasn't even had to revitalize the series, but it's just made it very accessible and fun. And I'd like to think that Bravely Default is going to be doing the same for turn-based RPGs. So if you haven't already, please do check out the demo. I definitely recommend it if you want those play bonuses, or if you just want to get a feel for the game, just to see what it's going to be like. I've heard that you can spend 10 plus hours on this demo. You have, I believe, 30 uses when playing, so you can save as many times as you want, but uses is depending on how many times you exit and enter the game, so keep that in mind. I'm really impressed, and I can't wait until the game comes out. It's going to be coming out at the beginning of February. I believe it's February 7th. And yeah, there's going to be a collector's edition for it and just regular edition, and yeah, it's going to be great. Square Enix is really blowing me away finally again. It's very off and on for me with Square Enix, but I'm really impressed with what they've been doing with this game. So I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you end up checking out the game for yourself, and please tune in again very soon for another video. Alright, peace.